What's going on, y'all? What's going on? We are back giving you the scouting report early because I will be in class all weekend. I might miss like the first quarter or maybe half the first quarter. But when we talk, I'll go ahead and we still gonna talk our stuff on that Sunday, but I might miss like the first half of the quarter. So I gotta go back and watch it anyway. But we'll still be here. But in the meantime, I'll be dropping in the next couple of days. I'll be dropping some film work too to go ahead and you know what I mean. Because usually I'll go ahead and punch this out toward the end of the week, but you know I had to get it out, so I had to work on it early. But I looked at the film a lot. I looked at the Bills game, looked at the Niners game twice or three times, and you know, and we came to our conclusion here. It's a different game. Uh, Looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, I seen two different style teams attack them in two different type of ways and had success, including our way. Uh, I think when we beat like when we had success against the Philadelphia Eagles, we kind of more in tune to kind of take on the Niner approach instead of the Buffalo Bills approach. Because let's be honest, as a passer, Josh Allen is not advanced as he should be in his career. So a lot of the times his legs um, save him. His legs, a lot, if he can make plays with his legs, cool. But I don't think Josh Allen can really beat you in the pocket. But Purdy beat the Eagles in the pocket, and Dak Prescott shown that he has the ability to beat the Philadelphia Eagles in the pocket. But do we want Dak Prescott to stay in the pocket? Absolutely not. At least not the whole entire game. But we'll get into all that. First things first, we're going to talk about this Eagles offense. Y'all know a lot of the things that we talk about is going to have some similarities to it because we see these teams quite often, twice a year, and there's going to be a couple of differences in regards to this scouting report today. But let's get on to it. So the key players, of course, is Jalen Hurts, Swift, and the wide receivers, the duo of wide receivers, Brown and Devontae Smith. The key matchups for this game is our cornerbacks versus them two wide receivers. And how I'll put it is our front seven versus Hurts and a running back. You see, this game is so important for the front seven. See, how the 49ers did it was they were able to, rush for. They was rushing for. They was able to stop the run without really having to add too much extra in the box. They didn't have to really have extra in the box, and that's what the Cowboys are going to have to do. We shouldn't have to put an extra man in the box to try to stop the run. We have to stop it with our front seven, and if we can stop it with our front seven and allow our coverage, it'll be ideal to stop it less than seven. As far as this man, it'll be really ideal if your front four can really just dominate and everything that happens past that is just straight cleanup situations. Because one thing that I seen was even one on the QB run, front four handled that. When it came down to punching up Swift up the middle, the front four handled that, right? It didn't even get it. A lot of the times I didn't see too many things get to the second level when it came down to going against the 49ers. And if our front four, let's be honest, is not dominating, which we paid them to do, which is supposed to have been or still is, you could say it's supposed to be the strength of this defense, they have to dominate. They have to look past the pass rush. The discipline has to come into play. this game, right? As far as keeping Hurts in the pocket, not allowing Hurts to go right. If you're gonna force him anyway, force him left, right? But more things as far as bigger plays happen when he's gonna go to his right. Let's go ahead and keep him in the pocket or force him left. Because as you can see, when he goes left, even though I've seen him complete a couple passes, it just looks so uncomfortable, right? Going to his left, right? Even though he can make a couple throws there, but the explosive plays is going to come with him rolling to his right, right? So, and that's his comfort zone. That's the Lane Johnson right there, right? And I see sometimes in Lane Johnson's passing set, right? Because Nick Bosa, for some reason, and I'm doing a film on that on my other page, they're one on one. So Nick Bosa, for some reason, wanted to be at times in a wide nine and rush him like he got it like that. Like Nick Bosa is a power rusher. Like his tight hip ass. Like you're not about to bend the edge on Lane Johnson, but for some reason he thought that he could. See, the knock on Lane Johnson is he'll struggle a little bit with some power rushers, and so that's why you've seen in the majority of that game, he handled they put Nick Bosa on him. But I'll go ahead and give you a spoiler alert. He whooped Nick Bosa ass. But we see when we had somebody such as Dorrance Armstrong, who got a little bit of power on him, but some quickness as well. Dorrance Armstrong beat him in for a sack. So that should just tell you something. I got my own thoughts about Nick Bosa. I don't like him. I think he overrated, but that's not what we're here to talk about when it comes down to the pass rusher. But that's something to keep in mind, because the reason why I say that is because on Lane Johnson's side, the majority of the time, all I want is Tank Endurance to be on that side. That's all I want. I don't even want Micah. I want Micah to barely see him, if see him at all, to be honest with you. I don't want Micah on that side. I want Micah. I want Fowler, Sam. I want them to be on the side of Mailata, because the weak links of that offensive line is that right guard and that left tackle. And you can have some success rushing on Mailata, right? So I believe a whole bunch of people is going to go Mailata's way, including Sam, because we've seen Sam beat him. We've seen Sam dip and get the edge on him the first time. So I would love to go ahead and see that again. But yeah, them the two that I want on there. Because I think them the two that'll have the best success to actually beat him. Because Lane Johnson is a very good left tackle, but some of the traits that them two possess can give him some problems. Because, like I said, even though Nick Bosa is like a power rusher, his power didn't get him props. See, Lane Johnson, when they went one on one, he always braced for his power. It's like he did the same thing over and over again. Try to bull rush him, try to manhandle him. So he went on the head, took his couple steps back, ring anchor, reset it, and he got him. I think I could probably count maybe twice off memory that he got a good rush on Lane Johnson. So that'll tell you something like, hey, it'd be nice to have a good power and speed. Now, some people say like Micah, no. Micah likes to turn a lot of power to speed, but Micah's not no power rusher though. He got some strength though, but he's not a power rusher though, right? So Micah's talents will be going off of rushing him on three tech against the guard. Micah's talent would be rushing him on the left tackle, right? Sometimes you can go ahead and give Kelsey a run for his money. Kelsey, he cool. Kelsey gonna go off of just straight experience and technique. But in all reality, Micah still should be able to give him some problems one-on-one if we isolate him and have pretty much a one-on-one situation. Y'all know how Dan Quinn, especially in that Chargers game, had him isolate him one-on-one. They created one-on-one situations. And I believe that, look, if your D linemen say that they are who they think that they are and are who we think that they may be, then one-on-one situations, I don't give a damn if they got some good players on that line. You need to beat them. That's just where I think, and that's just where I go when it comes to that. But to go to Jalen Hurts, you have to like I said, keep him in the pocket. And you have to, and like this front four, I can't stress this enough. It's gonna be important and not only containing him, but stopping him, right? When because I seen, even though I said the last time, they're gonna five wide it and they'll QB sneak it. Now I didn't really see that too much against the Niners, but I wouldn't be surprised because you didn't see it in the Niners that they'll try to go ahead and do that with us. You see, it's different strokes from different folks. It's different game plans for different teams. So how a team might go about and going against the Niners, they're not going to go about attacking us like that because our defenses, we got two different defenses. Our strengths is not their strengths, and their strengths is not our strengths. So of course they're going to go about it in a different way. See, a lot of the times we get in trouble when thinking that because this team has success in being able to do something like we can. If we're not built to attack a team like that, then how could we go ahead and have the expectations of being able to have success and attacking that team in that type of way? You know? So you got to go ahead and stay within character. But one thing that every team can do, I would think that they can do, especially with grown ass men playing in the NFL, is playing physical. And even though we've seen some instances of that against the Commanders, now we're gonna have to see it against the Philadelphia Eagles. See, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something why the teams like the Philadelphia Eagles in the 49ers have been winning the past couple years. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but football, the quality of play has been down tremendously. The quarterback play has been average. The physicality of everything has been lacking. The coaching been lacking. But you know why that they had success is because they're the closest brand to old school football that you're going to find. Just like that's why you can find the Pittsburgh Steelers to go ahead and continue to win games, even with their sorry quarterback play, because they try to play a brand of football that's closest to old school football that you could possibly get in today's era. See, I don't know why. See, look, I don't know why they try to take the physicality out of the game when that's what brings some type of fans. That's what brings the excitement. And that's what wins games ultimately, right? You hear coaches talking about, well, we was out physical. We wasn't physical enough. So regardless of what you say in this collision sport, you still need physicality to win. And the reason why the Eagles it was 10-2 is because they bring a physicality. No matter how people hate on that little quarterback sneak, what they call it, the tush push, that still brings a level of physicality that takes your wheel out. Like, damn, man, they got this yard. Like, they're going to get that yard. You can't be soft and get that yard every single time. With the Niners, you know what they're going to do. Sorry ass offensive line. But you know that they're going to go ahead and run the ball with CMC. No matter who they got on the offensive line, they're going to be physical. And I have yet from our offensive line to see what they do, which is just be physical. Yeah, when we come down to pass blocking, I have to say, no matter all the offensive line that I've used, I think we're one of the best, if not the best, when it comes down to pass blocking. And that's been a big part of the success. And that's what Mike McCarthy want and what we do. And I'm pretty sure that's how they coach him up. But guess what? It's kind of getting cold out there, y'all, right? Yeah, we want home field advantage so we can be warm in the playoffs, though. But what if we don't get home field advantage? What if you gotta go to a Philadelphia or something like that? What if it's cold outside? Huh? What kind of football are you gonna play if it's freezing, if it's snowing outside, and you can't throw the ball like the way that you want to? Can you be physical and lean on them? I have to say, if I got 3 future Hall of Famers on my team and 5 Pro Bowlers, if I can't run the ball, I'd be livid. You got to run the ball. So I understand that Mike McCarthy, and we all knew that. We've been said this before the season started, that Mike McCarthy is a pass first type of, and I'm fine with that, right? But I want to be able to run the ball to end the game. If it's time, especially when we know with the struggles that we have with our defense, I would like to be able to run a good 4-minute offense. And how do you run a good 4-minute offense? By being able to run the ball. You gotta be able to pass. We know we can throw the hell out of that ball. We know we can air it out. We know what we got. We know we can hold up in pass protection. But can I see some physicality against another physical team? Because that's the only thing that's missing. That's the only ingredient that's missing from the defensive end and from the offensive line end. Can I see you lean consistently on somebody? Defense, can I see you playing the other fields, backfield? Because we got the players to do it. You got Big Hank, you got Hosa, you got Tank, you got Dorrance, Golston. You got the players to do it. So let's do it. You can use Micah, what he brings to the table, to your advantage of how teams having to go ahead and play against him. So us being able to lean, and I see it's very much coaching. Now I know I'm supposed to be talking about the scout, but I wanted to go ahead and get this off my chest. It's coaching. Because one thing I've seen this past game or two, I've seen Evans not be Evans out there. I seen Evans trying to act like he got some finesse in his game. And I know that's not in his character. So I can tell you right now, it's coaching. It's coaching, y'all. It's coaching. When Evans first got on the scene, when he first got on the scene, y'all, right? What was Evans doing? He's scraping, squaring up, pop. Now all of a sudden, I'm seeing him, at least his last game. Now it could have just been the game. It could have been whatever the case may be, but it looked a little different. So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm blaming the linebacker play on linebacker coaching. I think when it comes down to your linebacker coach and your old ass offensive line coach, I don't think he gets. I think they need to go. At the end of the year, I think they need to go. Teflon, what's going on? But to get back on, pressure with 4, keep Jalen in the pocket. One thing I've seen when they bunch their wide receivers on one side, y'all, I noticed that if they're gonna run the ball, it's probably gonna be like a toss. They're either gonna try to crack toss you, or they're gonna try to get to the outside of you. So when I see that bunch formation, when I see 2 to 3 wide receivers bunched up close to the tackle, I know I'm expecting the running back to try to get to the outside, especially if it's Swift in the backfield. Now, I'm not saying that they wouldn't try to do other action off that. They wouldn't try to pass off that. But more times than not, and looking at the Philadelphia Eagles, when they come in that formation, they're going to try to get to the outside. When they're in 5 wide, they're either going to go ahead and try to spread you out to throw it, or I would expect Jalen Hurts to go ahead and try to sneak it, try to QB run it. And especially if paying attention to the distance, yard and distance. If it's like a 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and they're spaced out, I will be a heavy alert of a Jalen Hurts QB run. Heavy alert. Heavy alert. Heavy alert. But yeah, man, that's a lot of the times, right? It's just stopping the run. Stopping the run with your front. Stopping Hurts, keeping them in the pocket. That's how you're going to stop. Now, you're going to see some RPOs. And a lot of the times against the Niners with RPOs, he was throwing it kind of short. Right? I think when the Niners got on them quick after they had their 6-0 to put the 2 field goals up, when they got on them, I think that kind of took them a little bit out their game plan. So I would tell you that, especially with our week and a half rest, that getting to a fast start should be a must. So if we can get to a fast start, and we have the capability to do that, I think that we need to get in a fast start and kind of fluster that team. Now, one thing I did see was early on AJ Brown and slants. So that worked, and they went away from that. They went away from that early on. That worked. So I wouldn't be surprised early on if the Philadelphia Eagles tried to do that on both my corners, actually. Both my corners. Now, some of the concerns that we had against Gilmore, Gilmore playing good ball. Gilmore playing very good ball, right? If you ain't saying his name, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now you know that they're gonna go ahead and try to put AJ Brown most likely on Deron Bland to see if they can get some of that action that DK Metcalf had on him. When I see Devontae Smith, press his low ass. Press his low ass. Don't let him use that speed. We need to get physical. Even on AJ Brown, get physical. Get physical. Get physical. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is, y'all. We know what time it is when it comes down to the Eagles offense. It ain't no mystery, right? It ain't no mystery. They're gonna try to out physical you, and we can't allow that to happen. All their action that they're gonna give is gonna be from a physical nature, and we can't allow that to happen. T-Dup! What's going on? So let's talk about this defense, though. Let's talk about this defense real quick. So with this defense, the key players is the Eagles D tackles and Slay. A little bit less than what we said the last time. And that's Fletcher Cox, Davis, and the rookie. And not more of them getting upfield, but more of them trying to dominate and be physical with our interior line. Now, they're going to look at it and like, hey, Tyler Biadasz, they're going to look at him as a weak link. I seen against the Seattle Seahawks, I don't know if it could have been tired or some legs. They just needed some rest. But Tyler Biadasz was slow to pick up a couple things. So, hopefully that rest, right? See, that's why I said I wasn't too hard on them because I understand the 3 games in that period of time. And I understand that they were feeling banged, feeling slow. I understand that. But now you got your rest. You done took your ice bath. You done kicked it with family. You done took a couple of days off. You done did your thing. Now it's time to get back to work and finish strong. Now it's time to play some clean football. Because these penalties, that can't happen this game. Because if you go ahead and get penalized heavy, the Eagles is going to go ahead and have a chance to really blow you out. Right? So we can't have that. The league try to take that out, Teflon. And I don't know, man. Regarding that, I'm like, you know me. I'm like, man, if you can't stop it, then you just can't stop it. I see the Niners stopped it one time, but then they ran it again and let it go because it was kind of like a one-time thing. But they stopped it one time in the red zone, but then they ran it again. And I don't think they had it twice in them. But how I see the Niners approach the first one, I don't see too many teams doing that. So I think you can stop it, but to be honest with you, as far as the bulkiness of our D line, I don't think you can. Not with our D line. I think we too light in the ass for that. So you would have to put Mozzie Smith and activate Carl Davis to try to get that going. But Mozzie Smith, he's so damn late off the ball. The snap will go, and all of a sudden, man, Jalen Hurts 2-3 yards down the field, and he just now getting off the snap. Hey, look, y'all. I don't know if y'all know it, but I'm very disappointed in Mozzie Smith because even though I didn't have too high of expectations, I still had an expectation. And for you to get demoted and get benched by Neville Gallimore, out of all the people you can get benched by, you get benched by Neville Gallimore? That tells you play some trash football. And I try to tell people, the other commentators try to tap into my, he's playing good ball. They'll show me him beating the Giants. I told you the Giants is a JV football team. And they saw us still beating the Giants. I'm like, okay, let me see you do that against better competition. And when we had better competition, he getting put out his gap. He getting pancaked. Like I told you, like it's concerning. I don't give a damn if you're a rookie or not. It's concerning for my 350-pound D tackle to be getting flatlined. That's all I'm saying. It's very concerning for my 350-pound D tackle to get flatlined. I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. I hope that this doesn't end up being a Taco Charlton situation because I'll be honest with you, out of all the picks that the Dallas Cowboys cannot afford to lose, afford to miss out, and afford to miss on, this can't be it. This can't be it. You have to hit on them at minimum. At minimum, y'all, we expect Dexter Lawrence. At minimum, Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence ain't no pass rusher, but he's dominant inside when it came down to stopping the run. At minimum, I expect Dexter Lawrence. Minimum. And that's not it. At minimum, I expect a more athletic Snacks Harrison, Damon Harrison. They used to play with Seattle. At minimum, y'all. And if I can't get that at minimum, because we already didn't have expectations for him to be a 10 sack or 8 sacks, a 6 sack type of D tackle. They could talk about the athletic because he did. Because that's how I'm confused right now, right? I'm like, how we got the D tackle who was getting the edge off of tackles in college and off of some decent ones. And well, some of them left tackles he was getting the edge with, they were decent, y'all. There were some decent left tackles, some NFL type left tackle. And so he getting the edge on that. But he's slow to get off. Like you can see everybody get off the ball. Then all of a sudden, here he comes. Like they was talking about that one play that he made in the Giants' home territory. Like he was so slow off the ball, he made the play. And he was so slow off the ball and still made the play. That should tell you how trash the New York Giants are. And people try to praise him off. I'm like, no, I can't praise him off that. I'm sorry. I can't praise him off that. And I hate to get on him like the way that I be getting on him, but I just got to keep it real, y'all. Like, it's disappointing. And that's why they brought in Carl Davis. And I'll be honest with you, it's time to activate Carl Davis. Maybe I need to do a film session on Carl Davis, y'all, because it's time to activate him in play. Because there's no way. See, you going against, look, Neville Gallimore, he played decent last game. I don't have no complaints, but let's be honest with Neville Gallimore might struggle this game. He might struggle this game. And what do you need? You need some bulk. Look, I'm so concerned because you got to hope every week that your D tackles is healthy. Because if you miss one for even one game or 2 games or whatever case, that is going to tremendously hurt your team. You have no depth at D tackle right now, y'all. That's why you see Dorrance rushing in the inside. That's why you see stunts. Because it's why you see Tank in the inside. You have no depth at D tackle. And that's one thing that you should have. And that's why I say, why do we let go of Bohannon? Why? I even see Bohannon on Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh, he over there with Detroit. I'm like, okay. Detroit's smart. And he playing. You got Ridgeway over there and with Washington. You got see, this is my thing, right? You want to be stout up the middle, but 2 teams who pride themselves on being stout picked up your backup D tackles. But for some reason, Dan Quinn didn't understand that. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, Teflon. We're gonna have to let them go. We gotta let them go. Yeah, we can't draft. I don't think we could draft D lineman. We can't draft no D line. And then the cool thing about it is, right? Let's say Mozzie don't pan out, right? I seen Maurice Hurst. He didn't pan out, and he a D tackle. Taco, he ain't pan out. I'm not gonna say Mozzie Smith ain't gonna pan out. I'm gonna hold out hope, but Right now, he looking like he trash. Because look, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. Even as a rookie, you could show signs, right? You see, with Tolbert, that's different. That's different. Especially Tolbert didn't have the opportunity like Mozzie Smith had. That's all I'm saying. Mozzie Smith had ample opportunity to get better, and it seemed like he got worse. Like, how you get worse during the season? Like, there was some good, like, y'all remember when I did the film session on him? Like, okay, we can work with this. But he looks worse from the film. That's very concerning. What's going on? What he say? I don't love football. I just love to hit people. No, you don't. You love to get hit. You love to get flat back, get pancaked. You got the giant center out there putting Aunt Jemima Jemima on his pancake on you, boy. He putting syrup on his pancake. He put that maple syrup on the pancake. I was like, oh hell no. Nah. I don't see none of my D tackles getting done like that. I never seen Osa when he first came in the league get done like that. And he bigger than Osa. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all. That was horrible. That was horrible. But they keep thinking I'll be lying, y'all. I don't know why, but they'll learn sooner or later. But key matchup. Our receiving options, including tight ends and wide receivers, versus their secondary, and Hassan Reddick versus Terrence Steele. Them is key matchups. Y'all know that wasn't Terrence Steele's best game. Some people try to make excuses talking about the injury, the leg. No. This is Terrence Steele, y'all. I don't see nothing wrong with him. I don't see nothing wrong. When I see you bursting down the field to go make a block in a run game, I know there ain't nothing wrong with your leg. So let's just hope that maybe he just had a couple bad games, because you seen him overextending, his technique wasn't right. Let's just hope that, hey, got a little sloppy, he cleaned it up. You're gonna find out this game. You're gonna find out when he goes against Graham. You're gonna find out when he goes against Sweat and Reddick. You're gonna find out if he fixed it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if he get dog walk this game, Dallas Cowboys might need to reconsider some things. Like, damn, we might have missed on paying Steele. And I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all know I was for paying Terrence Steele though. You know, I'm thinking that we're gonna get the Terrence Steele that we got before. And to blame it on the injury, no. Yeah, it was hard, but when I see you sprinting downfield and making run blocks like that, I know there ain't nothing wrong with your leg. Because if that's the case, you wouldn't be able to make them type of blocks. You would be hindered. I know. So all that excuses, I hate an excuse. You know, like I said, if anybody was to get any type of excuse, it's Jordan Lewis. And you see Jordan Lewis, he playing some solid ball. And he need his legs. Y'all know that his corner. He need his legs. So if he coming back, we can't. Come on. All this technology, all this medicine in the world now. Come on. But so one thing we know, barbecue chicken with this secondary. Whether it be the little white boy safety that they got. Was it Blankenship, Bradbury, and even Slay, you can make plays on. You can make plays on that whole secondary. Eli Ricks. See, one thing I don't understand about Eli Ricks, because we looked at Eli Ricks, right? Eli Ricks is a press corner. And if they're going to go ahead and put Eli Ricks on CD like they did last time, and he's playing off, he's going to get cooked. Because Eli Ricks is a press corner. And one thing that I've seen with the Niners is that they were scared. They were scared. They were playing scared. They played off and they were playing scared. So you see Brandon Ayuk a couple times hitting them with out routes. you see Debo and all of them in breaking routes. They'll go ahead and run a little bit of rubs. And sometimes they didn't need no rub. They would guess. And they would guess it inside. Like, why are you guessing to go outside when you know that the Niners is beating your ass with in breaking routes, running drags, running ends, running digs? They beating your ass with in breaking routes. And you can win a guess on the outside when they hurting you up the middle. They was getting hurt over the middle. You know? So I believe that you have the. Now I was trying to look at the injury report before I got on there, see what was going on. I know it's a little early because usually we got a good idea at the end of the week, but I know that it's supposedly supposed to be banged up at linebacker. But let's be honest, that would have happened with the linebacker too. They got horrific play at linebacker this past game. Their DBs has always been suspect. Y'all know we done put them on exposed TV. If they want to go ahead and put Blankenship, see CD in a slot, yes. If they want to put Blankenship on them, barbecue chicken. What's his name? J Hop. J Hop should have success. J Hop should be doing his thing. Barbecue chicken on Bradbury. We know that. They're gonna say Bradbury like Bradbury was locking, like he was clamping shit in the 49er game, talking about he had 0 targets. Like they be lying, man. Like he was clapping stuff. No, the reason why is because the 49ers was throwing short and they couldn't tackle. Their secondary traffic was horrific. So of course, all Purdy needed to do was just throw it out quick and let Debo and them go make a play. And then you playing scary, because you know that y'all get cooked over the top. You know that you could probably cook you over the top. So you playing off, trying to keep everything in front of you, and they just taking what they give them. And that's exactly how probably the Philadelphia Eagles are gonna play you. They're gonna play you scary. Soon as CD cook them, soon as probably Tober to probably cook this game too. Tober to cook this game. Cooks are cook. And they're going to be scared of that speed. They're going to be scared of the downfield threat. So there's probably going to be opportunity to go ahead and hit them with an out route like Ayuk did. And I'll show that in the film. There's going to be opportunity to go ahead and just throw. And then we know that we got a couple wide receivers, a couple of receiving threats like J-Hop and CD that can go ahead and break tackles and get run after the catch. And that's exactly what the 49ers did, was put Debo and run after the catch situations. And how I envision it is doing that same thing with Turpin. Putting Turpin and run after the catch situation. Because Turpin is faster than Debo. And he can get to 0 to 100 real quicker than Debo. So what I would see is they'll go ahead and put Debo in the backfield. Boom, throw it to him quick in the flat. Boom, Debo out there getting the first down. Oh, Debo scoring. They throw a wide receiver screen to Debo. Boom, that's to the crib. So you can do that with CD. You can do that with Turpin. That's to the crib. In breaking route, drag routes. Boom, he carried them across the field. I envision that with Cooks. I envision that with Turpin. I even see with Christian McCaffrey, they was running the option routes. So one thing I see with Christian McCaffrey and the Buffalo Bills running back is that they're running back at the backfield. They took the linebackers and safety up top, and they got chunk yards. And I believe Christian scored on one of them, and Cooks should have scored on one of them. So running back at the backfield, they will struggle, and you could do the same thing because back-to-back weeks, they got hit with that same play, and both of them could have been to the crib. Both of them could have been to the crib. And with TP being a straight line runner, that should be to the crib this game. Because it's the timing of it. And you know, when they did it when it crossed the 50. Both of the teams did it when they crossed the 50. So as soon as we cross to the 50, whether it be a wheel route or an option route, because the 49ers do that little option route with with McCaffrey, whether it be an out, an in, or him going up the field. We should be able to do that with TP, especially if TP was supposed to be a former wide receiver. We should be able to do that with TP. TP, I will look at the over and under. If I'm looking at the over and under, if they got like a TP like over and under 3 catches, I probably would take that. If y'all playing prize picks or whatever, I probably would take that. because the Eagles are struggling with running backs out the backfield when it comes down to in the passing game. Terminator, we bringing back Barr. That's interesting. That's hella interesting. Yeah, I agree, Terminator. If he showed that he can't help, if he showed that he can't handle Reddick and them on their own, yeah, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. But Mozzie, yeah, he sure is. He got benched. Mozzie only played, y'all. I can remember. I think I can count on one hand, if I'm not mistaken, on how many plays that Mozzie Smith played last game. That's pathetic, y'all. That's pathetic. But yeah, so we got running backs that they're and my thing is do not let the Eagle D tackles control you and dominate you up front. Do not let them dominate you up front. So if we're gonna need a big game physical. See, Zach Martin, he played better last game, but we're gonna need Zach Martin to get back to Zach Martin now. It's the end of the season. The Smiths balling. Both of them balling. Sometimes in film, I don't even look at them. I only look at them when I want to see what a good lineman look like. I look at them. Other than that, I'm paying attention to that right side. How are they doing? How are they doing? And they look better because look, they had because it was a lot of times it was pickups. I know TP missed up a pickup, so they're gonna put that probably on the line. But TP missed up a pickup. Not going ahead, trying to go ahead and shoulder, and we know how that go. Trying to hit with his shoulder. TP missed the pickup. It was a couple pickups where look, Dak Prescott held the ball a little bit. That's fine, but but that front four you went against, that's just a good front four. It's a good front four. One of the best front fours you done seen thus far, inside and out. With Leonard, Reed. Reed is a 10-sack type of dude, type of big tackle. Yeah, Frank Clark, Boye Moffett, like they got some good D linemen. So you went against a good defensive lineman and you carved him up for 40 points. So that should tell us everything we need to know as far as what we should expect, especially on the circumstances with them old ass Larry we got, especially with the circumstances. Like, yeah, pretty solid. But in the running game, the 49ers had success in getting to the perimeter. So I see it as crack tosses, outside zones. We know that shoving it up the middle won't be ideal. It won't be ideal, but trust and believe that there is opportunity to get to the perimeter on this defense. Trust and believe that, y'all. So now, of course, they had a couple. They had a couple little runs though, but it ain't more. What I run Rico in this game, absolutely. I will give him a nice dose of Rico, but I will hope to get TP on the edge this game because it'll be a travesty if we don't take advantage of that weak edge that the Philadelphia Eagles have been showing. But yeah, it's just the tackling issues. You're gonna see. I've seen ET stunts with the Philadelphia Eagles a lot. I've seen a lot of ET stunts. So that'll be something. But like I said, you might see that because, as I said, kind of on that right side with the Martin, there was a kind of a little bit of issue. Now we normally don't really struggle with stunts, but it was a kind of late pickups, and then with Dak being mobile, it didn't look to be an issue. But if anything, I would just pay attention to how Biotish and Zach Martin picks up stunts because sometimes they pick it up late, but their athleticism was able to go ahead. They were able to get a piece, or Dak did something to go ahead and move, to go ahead and evade the rush. So I pay attention to that. But I did see a lot of ET stunts. A couple of them. I wouldn't say a lot, but I've seen a couple of them with the Philadelphia Eagles. But yeah, that's pretty much how they're gonna go about you. Now, I did see times like they wanted to like demand something up. Like if the Philadelphia Eagles have the nerve to man you up, if that ain't cooked food, I don't know what it is, y'all. If that ain't cooked food, I don't, ain't nobody even worried about Kevin Byard. Ain't nobody even worried about him. That secondary is trash. Hot garbage. That secondary is hot garbage. Hot garbage. Slay. They talking about Slay like people supposed to be scared of. Ain't nobody scared of Slay. Ain't nobody scared of Slay. We already showed we ain't scared of Slay. We ain't scared of Slay. Bland. Now they probably gonna try to pick on Bland, but Bland, I don't foresee Bland ever having a game like that again. Like I said, is he an elite corner? No, but is he a very good corner? Yes. I don't really. Yeah, I don't. He's mentally tough. I see that in him. He's mentally tough. I'm not worried about that type of game. So that I wouldn't. Now, if that does happen, then yeah, be worried. But I don't foresee that happening. and like I said, he got beat for a tug with Devontae Smith, but that was on some decent. That was on some solid coverage, though. Sometimes the quarterback just make a good throw. It just is what it is. As long as you sticky icky. Okay. Now the first TD with Metcalf, you could say maybe that could have been a safety fault with Donovan Wilson. Why Donovan Wilson is in them situations, I have no clue. But you could say that could be a Donovan Wilson fault. Because you see him leave, and then Metcalf go to the spot that he left, and he make a good throw, and Bland was on his hip, and boom. It wasn't enough, though. He got it, and no catching DK. Big and fast. Ain't no catching DK. Now, since DK scored on his slant route, and that's his thing in the red zone, I think because AJ Brown is your strongest wide receiver, I would expect to see them try their luck with an AJ Brown slant on Bland and see how that works. I think Bland will have that better covered, but they'll try. Of course, you're gonna look at the flaws, the weaknesses of the last game, but I wouldn't put too much stock if I was the Eagles into that Seahawks game because of the short week, because of the the circumstances. I wouldn't put too much stock into that. But if I'm a coach, I definitely would try, but I wouldn't keep trying, especially if it don't work. Because sometimes you just got to say, all right, yeah, you got to look at the circumstances. But what the Eagles did, now can the Cowboys replicate the the broken tackles, the missed tackles on the secondary, the right after the catch? Yes, they can, because they have players to do just that. Can they take the top off the defense? Yes, the Cowboys can. And like I said, if we get that secondary playing scary, if we get that secondary, like I said, up the middle, there's a lot of success that you can have there. Them out routes, a lot of success you can have there. So, like I said, a lot of what I'm doing, I'll throw a couple wide receiver screens. I'll throw a tight end screen. I'm throwing in breaking routes. And Ayuk on that right side of the offense. They played Ayuk the same way, and Ayuk took what they gave him on the out route. He played off in 2 times, and I seen 2 times he played him the same way, and they took the same thing. Out route, boom, first down, boom, keep moving the chains, boom. That's what we're gonna need, because there's gonna be a whole lot of opportunities on the secondary. Gotta take advantage of that. The main thing, y'all, whether we win or lose this game, like I said, will the game be like it did the first time? Every game takes on its own identity. But what I think I could tell you is the main matchup that we gotta watch is this Cowboys defense versus that Philadelphia Eagles offense. And if we can win that battle, we should be able to win this game. And the only way that you're going to win that battle is off of physicality. That's the only way that you're going to win that battle. It's the only way that you're going to win that battle. You know? So, yeah, that was just a good throw, Terminator. That was a good throw. You know? Gino was just on one that game, guess. I ain't gonna, cause I'm hard on people. I ain't gonna hold that against Bland. Let me, I think Bland to bounce back. I think Bland to bounce back because I seen somebody that was mentally tough. I seen that he was mentally tough, so that's good with me. Sometimes you get beat at corner. How do you bounce back? I believe early on, Trayvon Diggs was getting beat by DK Metcalf when we got beat by the Seattle Seahawks. And I guess Bland had to get baptized by DK Metcalf. But I guess that ass whooping that both of them took, I guess it made them better corners. And I think Bland is a good corner. Now, in the future, I would love for Bland to go back to the slot, especially with probably Lewis not being back here next year. I don't think Lewis will be back next year. So I would love for them to get a couple outside corners, and so we can keep Bland on the inside, keep him in the slot. I love the way Bland tackles, because that's going to be key, especially with A.J. Brown. And Goddard might be back. I'm not too sure. And I know last game with the Eagles against the 49ers, he missed Goddard bad. He missed him bad. And y'all know, even though I think Hurts has evolved as far as what he sees as a quarterback, we know that his comfort zone is definitely Goddard. And you could see that without his comfort zone, he was very uncomfortable. Especially because the 49ers, when I looked at that film, the 49ers played them pretty decent. Like I said, they got a couple of chunk plays on them, but the 49ers, the cornerbacks played them decent. And y'all know I ain't too high on the 49ers cornerbacks. But they was like, look, we're going to play this coverage. And, hey, front seven, handle your business. And that's the blueprint that the Cowboys going to have to take. Hey, front seven, handle your business against Hurts. Handle your business against Swift and Gainwell. Keep them in. Keep Hurts in that pocket. Do not let him extend plays. And if they could take on that and do that, I like our chances. Yeah, I see Jalen Carter soft ass crying. I'm like, man, what the hell he crying for? Bro, man, y'all should have heard me when I say that. Man, I probably couldn't say it on YouTube. But that was some soft ass, man. Ain't no way I want my D tackle crying in that scenario. Hey, look. Now that I'm looking and seeing, look, I ain't trying to go ahead and get on about the situation though. But the way that he went about that situation, the way that he handled that situation on Sunday, I'm starting to think that even though he's talented, he's not mentally tough. He's not mentally tough. I think a lot of these young kids that's playing in these sports positions are not mentally tough how they were back in the day. And you see that a lot. And I'm sorry, you playing a collision sport like this, a grown man sport like this, you gotta be mentally tough. Now I ain't saying we see Jay Ratliff. Y'all remember when we had that horrible season? I think the firing of Wade, and we was getting whacked on Sunday night. I think it was by the about the Green Bay Packers, I think. And Jay Ratliff was out there crying. But I could get with that though. What's going on, man? But what Jay and my thing is Jalen Carter was talking all that mess. Talking about, but they ain't said nothing about that offensive line, though. Man, what you do? What you do? You ain't do nothing. I see Fletcher Cox. Man, what you do? That's all I'm saying. One thing I know for sure. One thing I know for sure I'm taking my offensive line. I'm taking my tackles. I'm taking Tyler Smith. And even with Zach Martin not doing what he used to do, but I think he still got it in him. I'm taking them over any one of them, and especially on Jalen Carter. I would love to see Tyler Smith just pancake him and just put hella out Jamima syrup. You understand me? Time after time after time again, just to shut them up. Look, Philadelphia Eagles, I don't like y'all. Let's just be candid here. I don't really like y'all. You know, I respect what y'all do, how y'all play, but I don't like y'all. And I want to beat your ass Sunday night. I want to beat your ass Sunday night. You know, and I hope the Dallas Cowboys blow you out. And that'll be a blowout that I would enjoy. You know, we expect to whoop on the Giants. Yeah, that's cool. The Patriots, that's cool. But to blow y'all out, I would love that. I would love that. To see a physical play, I would love that. You got to show me. Show me better than you could tell me. Show me better than you could tell me. Show me that y'all number one, like you say. Show me. Because this is a big game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big game for the Cowboys. It's a big game. Not only for season implications, playoff implications, but mindset implications. Mindset. You know, because y'all remember Michael Parsons up on there talking bowing down to the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, they the best team. Bowing down. You know, I didn't like that. But here's the chance to go ahead and show what you can do. We in December now, y'all. So the way you play now, you geared toward the way that you can play in the playoffs. You got the Buffalo Bills coming up, the Detroit Lions coming up, and the Philadelphia Eagles on Sunday. In order to go ahead and win them games, you got to be physical. And what better is to have this type of competition and to be physical and to work on your game and to be prepared for the playoffs? What better is to go ahead and whoop all their ass? Because I for sure would love it. And win, lose, or draw, just be physical. Regardless of the outcome, you know, a lot of the times I pay attention to how you won. I pay attention to how you lost. And if you just lost, but you did things for me to be encouraged about, as far as like physical, because that's my only thing with this team, the physicality. And if we can go ahead and show that, and improve that against these other teams, man, I'm feeling real good about the playoffs. Real good. If we could be physical, I promise you with this offense, can't nobody beat Dallas but Dallas. If we physical. If we physical. So that's that. So that'll go ahead and put that on your mind. Wide open for the Texas. Yeah, for a few. Y'all ain't gonna take advantage of that, East Side. Y'all ain't gonna take advantage of that though. Y'all gonna choke that. Y'all gonna I can see that now. Y'all have to choke that. Y'all gonna choke that, East Side. But yeah. But that's just where it is. Let's just come to play, have fun, hit. You know, the pressure. The only pressure is just playing your ball, just playing your brand of football. You gotta see. We gotta create. We gotta continue to go ahead and create our identity. Y'all see over this whole season, we have been creating a new identity. For one, we was supposed to be identified as a defensive led team, and we went on ahead and changed that to become a offensive led team. And now As an offense, you need to be complemented by a solid defense. We don't need for you to be top two. We don't need for you to be the Baltimore Ravens defense. Just as a Seahawks, just get stops when needed to give stops. Quit allowing sevens. Allow more threes. When it's time to end the game with some pass rush, do that. And continue D tackles to be stout up the middle. And if we could just be physical, I'm telling y'all, if our linebackers just come and fill them holes properly, can't nobody beat this team in the playoffs. I promise you. I've looked at this NFC. I've looked at the NFC, y'all. I have. And my only thing is like, damn, we got the talent to win that. But do we got the physicality to win it? That's my only question. Dak Prescott has been playing very good football, and he has to continue to play in football. I was saying on Twitter, I seen something talking about Mike McCarthy. He might, if he don't have a deep playoff run, he gonna get fired. I'll tell you this. For my evaluations this season, I want Mike McCarthy to be my head coach because I believe that if we don't make it deep, it ain't gonna be Mike's fault. It's either gonna be Dan Quinn's fault, or it's gonna be Dak Prescott to play the way that he was supposed to play fault. Because now Dak has no excuse, no nothing. It's on him and it's on his defense. And I don't believe it'll be Mike McCarthy's fault. And if with Mike McCarthy, I get an offensive coordinator and I get a head coach that's good, I'll take that. Because you could easily go find you a defensive coordinator that can be aggressive the way that Mike like it. I'm pretty sure Mike could probably try to go 2 or 3, 4 if Dan Quinn wasn't here. I think it's easier to find a defensive coordinator than it is to find an offensive coordinator like Mike. Because you would think for it to be so simple as in, hey, just put your team in the best position to win, just play to their strengths. You would think that, but we done supposedly had a so-called genius in Kellen Moore that did not do that. So they make it harder than what it's supposed to be, but that means you're smart. Mike McCarthy adjusts. And that's the type of coach you need that's going to adjust. You see Debo and Trent walk out. Nah, I didn't see that. I'm about to check that out. I'm gonna have to check that. I'm gonna have to check that out. But yeah, you can see it. I'm rocking with Mike. Mike fired his own people. Remember that Mike fired his own people. Mike didn't even really like Kellen Moore. But you know who wanted Kellen Moore here. And look what he doing with the Chargers. Mike then got Dak Prescott to play some football that he has never played in his whole entire life. Yeah, Dak Prescott put up numbers, but Dak Prescott ain't never looked like this. Never. He ain't never looked like this. And you got to credit that to Mike. So no, I don't look, y'all. I don't want to lose Mike. I don't give a damn what happens. I don't give a damn if Mike pissed me off next game or the game after that. I don't want to lose Mike. Now, I might tell you something different at the end of the season, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I believe I've seen enough to know what's really good. I believe I've seen enough to know. And your offense, we didn't have good offenses, but I'm telling you, your offense ain't never looked like this in quite some time. Like, to know, like, and look, the Seahawks ain't got no bums on that defense, though. And we carved them up for 40. For 40. And we beat them. We didn't beat them running the football. We didn't beat them running with McCaffrey. We beat them airing them out. Because that's how we play. That's how we play. You starting to see that Green Bay. Look, I don't know about y'all, but I'm starting to see that Green Bay offense back in the day with Greg Jennings, Nelson, Cobb. James Jones, I'm starting to see that a little bit. Sitting CD running up, running out of the backfield, running hard. They gonna make CD a little bit of got some Debo tendencies because I'm looking at that. I'm like, damn, in a clutch situation, you do that, Mike? Boy, you cold for that, Mike. You cold for that, Mike. You cold for that. Facts. Facts. Facts, Terminator. Facts. Preach. Preach, Terminator. Preach, goddammit. Preach. Jerry would be making a mistake to put Dan Quinn in this situation. Dan Quinn, you won a championship as a defensive coordinator. You choked as a head coach. But Mike, he ain't choke as a head coach. He won it. Nah, man. Nah. You'd be making a great big mistake to choose Dan Quinn to be your head coach over Mike McCarthy. We wanted Mike, and we got Mike. Nah, man. Mike is y'all coach, y'all. Mike needed a 3-year extension. He needed a 3-year extension. Mike been evolved. Mike was prepared for this situation in Green Bay when he had all the wide receivers throwing the rock in when we was running the football back in the day. He been prepared for this. He been doing this. No. They respond under Mike. They respect Mike. They love Mike. Nah, man. Nah. Quentin Nelson, huh? Yeah, Mike, look, I want that fade again. I want that Niner fade again so bad. I know they be like, you crazy. You got your ass beat 3 times. But I'm the type to really come back until I win. And we got the offense to do it. It's just the defense. Mike ain't got nothing to do with the defense, y'all. Mike ain't giving up 40 points. Mike put up 40 when your defense gave him 35. So we could talk all this Dan Quinn all we want to. Has Dan Quinn changed the culture? Yes. That's no debate. Defensive-wise. But it ain't all Dan Quinn. He needed time. Mike needed time to clean up Jason Garrett's mess. To clean up Jerry Jones' mess. Because we know part of Jerry Jones' mess was Kellen Moore. He needed time to clean that mess up. He cleaned it up. Your offense, they said, oh, we need Zeke back. No, we don't. Oh, we need Dalton Schultz back. Why when J-Hop better? Let's give us some time. Mike said, I understand that this team needs a deep threat, some speed. What does he do? Go get Turpin. What does he do? Go get Cooks. What does Mike be around? Go get Tyler Smith, who's a left side player. He said, no. We are not going to get rid of Tyron. Tyron is our David Bakhtiari. We need him. Still, you like Balaka. We needed a TJ Lane, Lizzie. We needed all that. Mike built this offense the way that he wanted it. And now look, the man putting up 40 points on a team who was supposed to rough and tough you up. And he put up 40 on them. A 40 piece. Don't y'all listen to these other people and say that Dan Quinn's supposed to be that guy and head coach. Hell no. I don't think as a head coach, I don't think Dan Quinn can do what Mike can do with this team. Look, Dan Quinn, I'm gonna tell you what Dan Quinn problem is. Get your pride out the way and adjust. Get your pride. I see that you adjusted a little bit with the extra DBs. You understand it's a passing league, so you went and go safeties, right? You got safeties doing your thing. But let's just be honest with you. I know part of why we miss some of these players, like a Bobby Wagner and stuff, because you went away for some roots. You got too far gone. You don't have the ability to adjust right now. You going around thinking that, yo, my players is just better than you. That's fine if you got them. That's fine if you got Richard Sherman. That's fine if you got Cam Chancellor. That's fine if you got Earl Thomas. That's fine if you got Chris Clemens. It's fine if you got Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright. That's fine if you got Big Red Bryant, Tony McDaniel, Mebane, Chris Clemens, Bruce Irvin, Russian. That's fine. But you don't got that. That's all I'm saying, y'all. That's all I'm saying. If you get that, then all right. But you don't got that right now. So you got to adjust. And what perfect time to adjust on Sunday night. But all right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here, work on some film. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Till next time, y'all.